Right now at 6, people are marching across the country in protest of the new Texas abortion law. We'll take you to one of the protests in Joplin. Plus, a protest takes place outside Via Christi in Pittsburgh against the hospital's vaccine mandate. Also, it's time for some fall festivals. We're going to take you to a couple of them, including the Neosho Fall Festival on the Square. And it's time once again for Porch Fest in Joplin's North Heights neighborhood.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Protesters were lined across 7th and Range Line earlier to oppose the new abortion law in Texas, the most restrictive in the country. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky joins us live in the studio with more.
Protests are taking place today across the country to demand continued access to abortion following the newest Texas abortion law. So, a march in Joplin, organized by Julie Joplin Media, took place to protest the new Texas law, as well as to raise awareness about lack of abortion access in Missouri. Right now, Missouri only has one abortion clinic located in St. Louis. We spoke with the event's organizer, Jamie Lindsay, on the importance of marching in Joplin.
Really just kind of boils down to our bodily autonomy and our rights to our own bodies. So we can really have this discussion about abortion, but when we start limiting the things that we can have access to within our own bodies, that's something that we can all agree on that we deserve is bodily autonomy.
During the rally, a fight broke out between 2 people, according to the Joplin Police Department. They tell us a woman was assaulted by a man who was taken into custody. Jamie Lindsay, the event organizer, also tells KOAM that she was choked by a woman. We asked JPD for more details, but said they were unaware of the second assault at this time, and that it was still an ongoing investigation. We'll have more details on that as they become available.
Bronte, thank you. And I also understand you attempted to speak with the counter-protesters that were present as well.
Right, but they just didn't want to speak with us. They declined to comment.
Gotcha, Bronte, thank you. Well, plenty of people gathered in front of Ascension Via Christi in Pittsburgh this afternoon to protest the hospital's vaccine mandate. Back in late July, the hospital network announced that it would require its associates to be vaccinated against COVID-19. In a statement announcing their vaccine mandate, Ascension Via Christi said, quote, "This decision is rooted in our mission commitment to leading with quality and safety. As a healthcare provider and as a Catholic ministry, ensuring we have a culture of safety for our associates, patients, and communities is foundational to our work." Now, one of the protesters' organizers explains why so many people are opposed to the mandate.
We have come together and asked people to recognize that we have a right of choice, a right to decide whether or not to have the vaccine. We want to share who we are and our stories about why we're here, and just let people know that we feel that the right should be to choose and not be forced or mandated upon us.
Organizers said they'd protest rain or shine and did so until 3 this afternoon. Rain was certainly abundant across the area. Nick Kelly joins us.
It certainly was, Chris, certainly as we got the day going, and even during the early afternoon hours. Some of us are seeing a break in the action, but we still see plenty of clouds brewing from the horizon at 7th and Range Line. That's because we're not quite done with these rain chances just yet. We're still seeing some redeveloping scattered showers, even a couple of thunderstorms rotating mainly from west to east. But they will be on the way out as we go throughout the rest of the evening and overnight hours, because not only is our cold front working through, but the upper level wave is starting to make its move as well. As far as temperatures go, at least it kept temperatures in check, lower in the mid-70s across much of the region. As we get a break in the rain chances later on tonight, Chris, we'll drop back to 64 by midnight, but I'm thinking kind of a chilly start with most of us around 60 for Sunday morning. We'll see how the week ahead is shaping up here in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. The city of Neosho held its annual Fall Festival this afternoon, despite the rain that moved through the area. Around 140 vendors set up shop along the square, providing a number of unique items for folks to browse through and buy. Of course, food was also available from several vendors. In addition to those vendors, there was live music, a history alley, and even a car show. However, that didn't stop the rain from causing a few concerns.
I was a little worried. We were supposed to have bounce houses. They weren't able to come because of the rain. So I was a little worried that more people would cancel, but everybody's come out, and I think everybody's doing well on sales, and it seems like there's, people at every single booth looking at things.
Now, the festival itself has been going on for about 60 years now. In Miami, organizers of the 8th annual Miami Festival plan to head for the rain and move the event inside the Civic Center. There, a number of vendors set up shop to offer a variety of wares to local residents and visitors. This year marked the first time live music was featured, and it wasn't just performances, it was a band competition.
Miami is a musical town. We have a lot of artists that have originated from here, and so we are basically, all of us are working together to make Miami a music industry community.
There were 2 events scheduled for the festival that have been rescheduled for later this year. Heading north now to Pittsburgh, the kids' garage sale took place inside the Lincoln Center at Lincoln Park. Kids, with their family's help, set up tables with a number of items they were ready to part with. One of the kids we spoke with says she didn't bring anything to the sale she wanted to keep around, of course. Just some cool stuff that other kids might like, or some of those cool things that she doesn't need anymore.
Was selling fidgets, my old toys, clothes, shoes, and stuffed animals and baby dolls. Well, he sold this really Bobby boat for $5, and it's vintage. I didn't think it was going to sell.
The sale was held today from 9 to noon. Well, Porch Fest is back in the North Heights neighborhood in Joplin's historic Murfreesburg district. Now, Porch Fest, of course, isn't a celebration of porches, rather a celebration from porches. There were artisans, food trucks, and the best part of all, a number of bands scheduled to perform. Bands set up on porches through the neighborhood, offering a walking concert for those in attendance. Porch Fest itself was started in 2017. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Bud Klingon served in the Navy from 1956 to 1962, his hometown, Parsons. We're proud to recognize Bud Klingon, tonight's four-state hero. And remember, to learn more about other heroes or to nominate one of your own at any time, all you need to do is head over to our website, and that is KOAMnewsnow.com. We'll still ahead on the KOAM News at 6. Johnson & Johnson releases information regarding their experimental RSV vaccination. Plus, being happy has some health benefits that you're going to want to hear about. Johnson & Johnson says its experimental vaccine against RSV is also effective in preventing pneumonia in older people. The company says it's 70% effective in preventing RSV symptoms, one of the most common cold season viruses, but even more so effective, 80% with preventing pneumonia. The company says it will now test the vaccine in a large phase 3 trial involving 23,000 people. The vaccine has already been given breakthrough therapy designation by the Food and Drug Administration, which should help speed its development. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a big killer, killing 14,000 adults 65 and older in the U.S. In an average year. According to the CDC, it infects most children by the time they reach 2 and can make some infants very ill. Well, being happy has health benefits, and a new pill to treat coronavirus may be on the way. Naomi Ruckham has some of the week's top health stories.
Drug maker Merck says its experimental pill to treat COVID-19 cut hospitalizations and deaths by half in people recently infected with the virus. The company paused its trial and plans to request emergency use authorization from the FDA. If approved, it could become the first oral medication to fight COVID. New research shows racial and ethnic disparities in survival among childhood cancer patients in the United States. A new study from the American Cancer Society looked at data on children newly diagnosed with cancer from 2004 to 2015. Black and Hispanic patients had worse survival for childhood cancers compared to white patients. And staying happy during early adulthood could help ward off dementia as you age. A new study in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease links poor mental health and cognitive decline. Researchers say young adults who deal with elevated symptoms of depression are 73% more likely to face dementia. The study also found stress could damage your brain's ability to make new memories. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Later on the KOAM News at 6, a first in the long-running guard of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
But first, we're just about done with our rain chances as we head into a new week. We'll break down said week ahead when we come back.
We're at our best when we
We had to deal with our rain chances once again today, but at least they're going to be on the way out as we continue through the rest of the evening and certainly heading into tonight. You can see how we dealt with rain and thunderstorms late last night, I should say, into this morning. And now we're just starting to see some redevelopment of some scattered showers and even a couple of storms, especially on the Kansas side. Those will rotate on through, adding to the rain that we've already seen today. This is, again, just today's rain alone, averaging out just over half an inch of rain. You can see how the heavier amounts certainly along and south and east of the I-44 corridor. But ever since Wednesday, when our rain chances started to pick up, the entire area in general averaged out to just over an inch of rain. But you can see heavier pockets, certainly closer to the Arkansas border and Table Rock Lake, trying to push those amounts over 3, if not close to 5 inches of rain. And we still have to deal with this batch that's rotating on through, but that's thankfully a good thing because I think this is pretty much the last batch of the rain that's going to work on through tonight. And you can see on the radar network, not a lot of lightning with this right now, but again, moderate pockets of rain certainly can't be ruled out as we go throughout the rest of the evening. 7th and range line, though, certainly quite a bit of cloud cover out there, but granted, that's a nice looking shot with the sun reflecting off of all these clouds. 73 in Joplin, a west wind at 9, dew point sitting in the mid 60s, and everybody, whether you're seeing rain or not, is relatively mild. A few upper 60s in our far northern counties, sure, from Yates Center to Fort Scott, but most of us are in the lower to middle 70s right now. But these numbers will slowly drop back throughout the course of the evening as our rain chances taper off, certainly after 10 o'clock tonight. But 69 at 8, 64 by midnight, I think we'll drop back near 60, and the few spots could certainly sneak into the upper 50s to start your Sunday morning out. At the surface, we actually have a cold front working through. That's going to bring a drop in temperatures for tomorrow, and this is the upper level wave still hanging around, trying to keep some rain chances in the forecast, but that's going to be moving along as well, certainly as we go through the next few days. In the short term, though, we'll have to start the evening out with scattered showers, certainly a couple of thunderstorms too, but you can see how everything wants to wind down or start winding down by the 10 o'clock hour tonight. And then we'll try to go partly cloudy, if not mostly clear, as lows drop back near 60 for your Sunday morning. The backside of the wave, though, still nearby tomorrow, so we'll keep partly sunny skies in the forecast for the afternoon, and there is a slim chance we could have a few stray showers or a stray storm clip some counties on the Missouri side, but those chances look relatively slim. 60 in the morning, 72 by noon. Highs topping out around 77 with a light northwest breeze behind the front throughout the day at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Maybe some cloud cover working in the late Monday morning into early Monday afternoon, but this is looking like a quiet day with highs staying in the 70s overall. But this upper level wave gets kind of cut off from the jet stream, sticks around Tuesday and Wednesday. That might want to keep a few showers in the forecast, but you see how those chances look relatively slim. So we're keeping most of you dry for Tuesday and Wednesday. You can see how the numbers look for the rest of the forecast. 77 for your Sunday, 79 Monday. That upper low, Chris, keeps us at 76 Tuesday and 78 for Wednesday. Then once it skedaddles, we got to swing back upward. 81 Thursday to about 92 on Saturday.
Brief little taste of fall temperatures, and the next thing you know, it's suddenly summer again.
Yeah, but at least temperatures the next few days, certainly not summer-like, so I'll take it.
We'll definitely take those. Nick, thank you so much. Jacob Litter joining us now with sports, and it is rivalry weekend for Pitt State, Missouri Southern football.
The Gorillas and Lions meet today in Joplin, and it came down to the fourth quarter. We're going to have highlights from the latest edition of the Miners Bowl up next. Today is rivalry day for Pitt State and Missouri Southern football. The two teams meet this afternoon in Joplin in the latest installment of the Miners Bowl. Now, the Gorillas have won 6 straight against Southern and 25 of the last 26. Lions up 3-0. Carthage product Colton Winder picks it off in the end zone for Missouri Southern. Second quarter, we get the game's first touchdown here. Max Sexton to Jalen Martin. He does the rest for the 17-yard score. Gorillas go to half up 7-6. Now the two teams trade field goals in the third. Nick Williams for the Lions. Cross Holmes for the Gorillas. PSU up 10-9 going to the fourth. A final quarter got interesting. Josh Mercer gets through for the 4-yard touchdown. Lions back in front 16-10 with the extra point. But Pitt State responds after a big return. Sexton out to Christian Carter. Couple moves and he's in for the 15-yard touchdown. Gorillas back up 20-16. And final Lions drive, 4th down. PJ Sarwinski, the Galena product, there to make the play. Pitt State survives against Missouri Southern today, 20-16. The NEO Golden Norsemen picked up their first win of the season last week. NEO topped Navarro 39-15 on homecoming weekend to get to 1-2 through 3 games. Now the Norsemen once again at home today, trying to get to 500 against Ellsworth. And down by an early field goal, check this out. NEO about to cross the goal line, but the ball comes out. Takes a wild bounce backwards. A Norseman recovers it. And NEO will have to try it again. This time, Perry Olson hands it off to Jamani Jones. Clear shot to the end zone. Norsemen go up 6-3. Under a minute to play in the half, Josh Bauer keeps it. Fights through for the score. That gives Ellsworth the lead going to half, but NEO rallies and wins a tight one, 27-24. In the Big 12, the Kansas State Wildcats host 6th-ranked Oklahoma today, trying to hand the Sooners their first loss of the season. And that one just went final a little bit ago. Oklahoma wins a good one and gets to 5-0, 37-31. Well, today is a big opportunity for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas hits the road today for a top 10 matchup against Georgia, aiming to stay unbeaten. Now the Hogs ranked 8th in the country. Georgia is number 2. Zamir White gives Georgia the early lead. 3-yard rushing touchdown for White. Dogs up 7. Later in the first, Kendall Milton adds a 1-yard score to put Arkansas in a 14-point hole. Now this one got out of hand pretty quickly. Razorbacks punting, but Dan Jackson gets in there for the block. White recovers in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Georgia has the first 21 points of the game, and they didn't stop. White here in the 4th, again finding the end zone. Georgia shuts out Arkansas today, 37-0. One more out of the SEC today. Mizzou hosts Tennessee, trying to pick up their first league win. The Volunteers, though, put 60 on them today. Tigers fall in this one, 62-24. 683 total yards of offense today for Tennessee. So, Chris, I was actually at that Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern game. It was a good game all the way through, definitely exciting. Fans were into it all afternoon long.
Yeah, I was taking a look at that score, just watching those plays. I mean, it was a close game, and I mean, it's a rivalry game. You expect it to be good, but that one looked fantastic.
You always want them to be close. It's way more fun.
Oh, absolutely. Jacob, thank you so much. We're going to be right back.
It's the 4-day super sale at
Well, first, at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, an all-female guard shift change. Leaders from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment say this is the first time this has happened in the nearly 100 years of the monument. The changing of the guard happened under the direction of Sergeant First Class Chelsea Porterfield, who is also the first woman to lead the Tomb Guards as Sergeant of the Guard. She completed her final walk on Wednesday. Changing of the guard takes place every hour or half hour, depending on the time of year. The tomb has been guarded continuously for the past 84 years. This has been the responsibility of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, also known as the Old Guard, since 1948.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. It's taken 84 years for there to be an all-female guard change, but change is happening.
You know, like, let alone for any guard troops to guard it for that long.
Yeah, that's an extraordinarily long time. So, but I mean, it's an extraordinarily important piece of our history. So, something else that's history, at least briefly, the rain, but I know it's getting ready to make a comeback.
Yeah, like we have some of those to start the evening out, but as we gravitate through the overnight hours, that's when we're going to dry things out a little bit. Let's go 77 for tomorrow. The backside of the way, though, 6 around, so can't rule out maybe a stray shower or storm on the Missouri side, but that's pretty much about it. 79 dry Monday, that same upper wave wants to try and come back with slight rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday. Thankfully, that keeps us in the mid to upper 70s for highs, but once it skedaddles, Chris, we go back to 81 on Thursday and possibly the lower 90s by Saturday.
So possibly a brief encore presentation from the system giving us the rain now.
And maybe the summer season, too, by next Saturday. I'll go over the latest forecast, and hopefully I have some better changes at 10 tonight.
We're looking forward to it. Nick, thank you. Jacob, final check in sports.
Pitt State linebacker PJ Sarwinski had a career-high 15 tackles today against Missouri Southern. Galena High School product doing work today for PSU. We're going to have post-game reaction from that game tonight at 10.
Looking forward to it. Guys, thank you so much. That is our time for now. We'll see you back here at 10. And thanks for making us part of your night.
Salon service is provided.